I'm not going to talk.
Yeah, you'll get it. So it is lighting up, but that's good. You can like change the colors and shit, but whatever. You okay?
Just tired.
Just tired. And we can also adjust. Actually, just making sure it's up high enough. Yeah, like I said, we'll adjust it accordingly. So,
yeah, well, sounds good. All right, I'm gonna throw this intro on, and then we're gonna get right into this, baby.
Perfect.
All right. I remember how to get to it. There it is.
Your host, Parker, Dan, and Angela slice and dice their way through the good.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The bad.
You brought the devil!
There's a devil inside everyone.
And the ugly movies you love.
And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it!
Hold your favorite films and franchises tight, because they aren't safe. In fact, it's already too late. It's time to dissect that film.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Dissect That Film Live, where every month we hang out and get to talk to all you wonderful people and talk about the wonderful month that is April 2024. Look at the chat. We got Nemesis Angel in the chat. One of the OG hosts in the chat. Throwing up
the fridge.
How's the fridge? Throwing up the some emotes I haven't seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
But they still exist, and that makes me so happy. It just makes me sad to know that my channel still exists, but maybe one day. What's up, Brian Sanchez? Welcome in. The fridge got smaller, but it's here.
Awesome. We still like the fridge. We miss the fridge.
The fridge, the legendary fridge. So yeah, with another month down, we are just want to start right off the rip. Best month of 2024, April. We fucking killed it. Thank you to everybody who downloaded episodes and listened to the show. Yeah, we had a fantastic April. It was it feels like we never left, all those months ago when we took that break. It's like slowly getting back into the groove of things. Like, all right, I'm feeling it. But if you don't know, we are Dissect That Film, a podcast that dissects the good, bad, and the ugly of cinema. I am Brett Parker, one of your hosts, and my other wonderful hosts over there are Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming.
Hello.
Welcome. It's always good to have you here.
There it is.
I couldn't do it without you guys. It feels so weird. But you're here once again, and I appreciate it. How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
Exhausted.
I can 100% tell. And that's why, chat, we can only do this at least for an hour. That is like the max for tonight. We're gonna be short and sweet. We're not gonna drag too long because Angela might just get up and walk away if that ends up happening. She's like, nope, gotta go to bed. I wouldn't blame her. Gotta go, which is fine. I would.
Morning, so.
Oh no, you gotta work on the weekends? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
do you
not
work
every weekend.
Do you work the whole weekend?
No, just tomorrow.
Just tomorrow? No. Well, I guess maybe on those when you have to work on Saturdays, maybe we should push the live streams to Saturday nights.
Well, what's not confusing, but we don't find out if they're running any production until like 2:00 on Fridays. So
no, if anyone doesn't know, Angela's got a new job. She got out of retail.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so can you tell us like what you do at your new job?
I'm quality at a distillery.
So what does that entail?
I just make sure that um, there's enough alcohol, well, not enough alcohol, but enough product in the jars to meet um, federal standards. Like
Very nice.
you can only send so much out before you start getting
Fines.
taxed and fined. Like,
Oh,
"Hey,
okay.
we're gonna get we're gonna get more money out of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then make
Oh,
sure that like labels that are on the jars are, up to standard, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome though. I'm so happy that you're out of there. But yeah, you've telling me like you have to get up at like 4 a.m. I was like, oof, I got to get up at 5 a.m. some days, and that's tough enough. I had to get up at 5 today, and which is not usually what time I get up. I'm usually up at 6 to go in for 7 when I'm on first shift. But when we don't run, I get to go in earlier, which means I have to wake up earlier, and that hour makes a big difference. But
Yeah.
Dan's cleaning those carpets, those rugs, those grody buildings and houses, right?
I'm a fan setter and a rug sucker, baby.
A fan setter and a rug sucker.
I'll tell you this. This is a little insider information, but people don't really know a whole lot about us. But we just had a really big project that ended up being about a little less than 2 weeks worth of work, and it was about an $18,000 project.
Wow.
Yeah. It was over the last 2 weeks, it was hell. But we're doing good, by the way, Nemesis. I just seen that. I asked how we were doing. Nemesis did.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but he asked, Parker asked, we're both tired. It's been a hell of a last 2 weeks.
And if you didn't realize, Dan and Angela, they sound so much crisper today. They just told me they got a new audio interface, and it's probably the best I've ever heard your mics ever sound. Like of all the entire 3 years we've done this thing, like we're getting there, guys. We're getting there.
Well, we still have the XLRs, but we went from just a physical audio cable going into our audio jack that we've had forever to now it's USB-C to USB 3 or 4, whatever we're up to now. So it just mics in, plugs into the computer. We can get like all the programs to do, whatever you do to audio.
Right.
We just put them in the air fryer.
Yeah,
we just put them in the air fryer.
Put them in the air fryer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Made them crispy.
That's it. New mics are coming soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks, but we're working on it.
Yeah, and one day I'll actually hook up my brand new mic that I've had for months that I've used on one episode, and I didn't like how it sounded, so I switched back to the mic that I've been using for the last like 4 or 5 years, and I'm just scared, man. I'm scared. I'm scared for change is scary.
You reject change, and you'll keep your bush. Anybody remembers those fucking commercials? You have the legs of a goat. Nay, these are pants. I fear change, and I'll keep my bush.
Maybe when we get our new microphones, we can convince Parker to hook his up.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can all have
yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just have Nemesis come over. He can try to help me figure it out. It's just the fact that I'm just like, throughout the years that we've been doing this, audio is, I hate having to deal with audio. I really do. It's like the worst thing ever, because like I'll go to edit an episode and the audio will sound good in the program, and then you'll like export it and like I'm like, where did that sound come from? Why did it sound like this? And it's just, but then most people are telling me, oh, it sounds fine. Like, cause I'll ask like, our close podcasting friends who also podcast, hey, does it sound fun? Does it sound good? And they're like, yeah, it sounds fine. Yeah, it sounds good to me. And I was like, okay. Like I'm very, I don't know. I feel like I feel like I'm expecting more from us, but I'm like, what are we doing? I've never put high value on this thing.
Dude, we've been doing this for over 3 years. I still don't know what the fuck we're doing.
No, I absolutely don't know what we're doing. I can't, half the time I forget to do shit. And I'm like, oh, or I have Dan remind me to do something because I forget.
And then I don't remember, and Angela has to remind me.
Yeah, I got to put a whiteboard on my wall, like I said, and I got to put a list of everything I got to talk about at the end of the show, because it's the end of show shit that I forget to do, because I hate the end of show shit. Nemesis is playing Last of Us. I love The Last of Us.
Sweet,
I love The Last
dude.
of Us. It's a great game. But
I'm
thank
gonna
you
go
for
play
being
Bugs
here.
tonight. I'm gonna play Bugs.
Bugs?
Helldivers 2.
Oh,
I
okay.
just call it Bugs. It's
So
Helldivers 2.
so I've been seeing on the TikTok about the fact that now you have to sign up through PlayStation to play that game.
Yeah, if you play it on Steam, it's dumb as shit. It's like
but you played on PlayStation, right?
Yeah, it doesn't affect me.
So
but
it doesn't affect
stupid.
you. Okay.
But I still feel for my fellow Helldivers. You don't leave a man behind.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are not happy about this. So
no, I don't blame them. It's really stupid. It's like there for no reason. Like it was literally fine without it. Now all of a sudden they want you to do it. It's just bull plop.
That's very nice. Nemesis, I just realized it too, and I think we've probably recorded without her hair being dyed, and I'm just so used to it being dyed that I just assumed it was.
I've just been so tired on the weekends that I'm like, no, we're done. I just can't
too
anymore.
much work. We're gonna take a break
Yeah,
here.
too much work.
It's really weird when you wake up in the morning. I'm like, am I with the right woman?
Stop it.
Oh no!
No, I'm just kidding.
That's not very nice. I got to.
No,
I forgot
actually,
to take our picture here. All right, say
Oh,
smile,
my wet hair.
everybody. Sorry, that's just for Instagram. Don't worry about it.
That's fine.
My hair's
No,
dripping.
you know, it's actually been a while since her hair has been dyed, but it's up to her.
It's still bleached.
Yeah, a little bit. It's fine. It's fine.
So April for the show, it was our month of 1991, where each of us picked a movie from 1991 and we covered it. Our first episode of the month was Silence of the Lambs, which we did with Allie from the Quad Pro Quo podcast. And that one was a terrifying episode because it is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I truly, like, as much as I love talking about movies I love, but I also hate talking about the movies I love because I feel like I'm going to really fuck it up and I'm going to forget things. And I think I go into those episodes way more nervous than I do for just like when we just recorded for Komodo, which you guys won't hear for a few weeks, but that episode is about a movie that is, we're not going to give away our thoughts on that movie because, like I said, that episode won't be out for a few weeks. But that was just a blast because you just kind of go in there just not giving a shit, and it's just fun to talk about just movies that aren't at the level of Silence of the Lambs.
Nah, they're a good time though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Allie's always great to have on the show. I'm trying to get the rest of the crew on. I mean, we've had Tammy, we had her on for with us for Ready or Not, which well, actually, I'm gonna get to. I want to get to movies we've seen that aren't part of the show. Because I'm going to be talking about another movie that was directed by the same guys. But yeah, they were. Tammy was on for Ready or Not, but I just need the husbands. I'm trying to get the husbands on, but it's been tough. It's been tough. So hopefully one day. But Silence of the Lambs was our first episode of the month, and it was our most downloaded episode of the month. So thank you to everybody. I'm glad hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I know people just download things just because they see the name of a movie. Like, oh yeah, Silence of the Lambs. And they listen to it like,
I don't know if these people know what they're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? We got your download, so we win.
Yeah. Somebody's like, that dude's really into dick tucking.
And then our second episode of the month was The Guyver, which we had Tony from Hack the Movies. The Guyver, a movie that people came out of the woodworks really just praising and just saying that they had a lot of fun. And it's always fun to hang out with Tony and get to talk to Tony. And of course, he is a very professional podcaster himself, so he knows how this whole thing goes. And to kind of get his energy with ours, it was a blast. And that's a movie where you kind of just go into it not really expecting, like, for me, I had never seen it before, so going into it was like fresh. And it's not a overly serious movie, so it was a lot of fun to just kind of dive into that. And I think those are the episodes I think that I enjoy doing more. As much as I loved doing Silence of the Lambs, I think doing episodes like The Guyver, and when we get to like Ninja Turtles 3 and Komodo and just movies where you're just kind of going in like, okay, I like this movie, but I don't have the love for it where I'm going to go into it nervous. Do you guys get that way? Like, do you feel like is that the case for you guys when we talk about a movie maybe you guys really love? Like when we did Nightmare Before Christmas, was that like a nerve-wracking episode to go into, or did you feel confident like going into that? Like,
because I felt like I was going to not do it justice.
This Jaws. I always talk about how much I fucking hate our Jaws episode because, for one, that was kind of a weird situation in the show. That was really early in the show. Dan coming in late to hop in and and do it with me, and I think things were kind of going on. To be honest, probably should have dropped it and didn't do it at that time. Probably should have just did something else or just didn't do an episode at all. But it happened, and it's been a long time, and we will be redoing Jaws at some point because next year is the 50th anniversary. So we will show that movie its true the true beauty that is Jaws in 2025. So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, to answer your thing, I don't really get too nervous. I just get super excited when I got to talk about the shit I like. I don't care if I fucking bomb it because I'm probably gonna. I guess I've already done it like before this when I did KMR back in the day. I've already like talked about like a lot of shit that I like, and like I just but like the only time I get really nervous is like some of the guests we have on. Like sometimes I get kind of nervous, like because I was like, I don't want to drop the ball for them. I don't want them to have an unpleasant experience. That's my biggest concern.
Right. Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, we've had some fantastic guests. I mean, always, even though we've had Tony on before, it's always really nervous to have him on. Just I don't know, because I really respect him. I listen to his show, and he has a really good show. And then another guest we're going to talk about on an episode we just covered a couple weeks ago. That was a really nerve-wracking one for me because he was somebody I was very nervous to even ask to begin with. But over the last few months, he's made us an intro. He guested on the show. He's done all these things for us. And so now I'm like, I could take it's like a big deep breath. I'm good. Adam, thank you so much. I'm glad we can get you through the day. I know it's funny. I mean, hey, of course, Adam has been here since the beginning. Like he helped start the show way back when. So the show really hasn't changed a whole bit other than who is here, Dan and Angela becoming co-host stuff. We've talked about it all before. But there's another guy that works not with me, but he used to work in the same area as me, and he talks about listening to the show all the time. So it's kind of weird when you know people personally, you see them and they're like, yeah, I listen to the show, and you're just like, oh, it's so weird, but it's cool.
Yes, it is. The guys at work, some of the guys that work will occasionally. And Adam, we need you back on here at some point, brother. When you get
yes, absolutely. Joey C is in the house. I paused the hockey game for this. So worth it. Hello, folks. I am Manly.
He is.
What hockey game is going on right now? Because my team plays tomorrow, and they might blow it. Hey, I fucking
Joey C. He ruins pizzas.
He ruins pizzas.
Yeah, you see his post. It's fine. You still eat it though. It doesn't matter. He's not as bad as Annoyed, but he ruins pizzas. We still love you, Joey.
I didn't see his post. What did he do?
It was less like a pizza. It looked more like a taco bowl, like for a taco salad. Like that's what happened. I don't know what happened, and I'm not questioning the guy how he makes his pizzas, but I would have eaten it.
That's funny. Something that wasn't a core episode, we did an interview. Me and Dan sat down with two of the people behind an upcoming indie horror film called Vampire. We sat down with Zoe Wassman and Malachi Sequoia, and it was so much fun getting to talk to them about their movie that's coming out, which I have backed because I really wanted that VHS. And so I'm very excited for that to come out because I 100% will be we will be covering the movie on the show, and hopefully we can bring them back and talk more about that movie. Because listen, we don't know what to expect from the movie, but from what the trailer showed me and from everything that they talked about and really the passion they had behind this movie, I'm pumped. I am pumped to see it. So,
I
but
want
that
to.
interview was a lot of fun. And to be honest, interviews are very hit and miss on this channel because we don't do a lot of them. So I don't think people really expect us to do them. So please, if you haven't listened to the interview we did with Zoe Malachi, please go and check that out. It is a great time. And they've been doing a bunch of interviews on all these different podcasts. So you could literally type in their name and find a bunch of great guest appearances they've done. And yeah, check out their trailer too. I think the trailer, you could probably find it on YouTube or on their website, vampiremovie.com. And they're still doing their Indiegogo. So go and get some cool perks, and help support the movie. Because
And Angela was there in spirit, by the way.
Yeah, she was. She was.
I was
Yep.
right over.
She was
I remember
napping,
there.
and we talked
She
about it
was.
in the interview. Parker asked the smart questions. I asked the dumb questions, and Angela was there supporting us.
Apparently, I was snoring.
I don't know if it picked up.
I didn't hear it, and I don't remember hearing it in the edit, so it's okay. Maybe somebody who's listening is like, "What is that noise back? I hear something."
I started throwing things at her until she rolls over. It's like, stop. You're fine, baby.
Skip on stage.
Yes.
Okay, so it's what is it? AAA hockey. The Binghamton Black Bears versus the Carolina Thunderbirds Commissioner's Cup Final Game 1. Yes, I fucked up my pizza breakfast, but goddamn, was it good?
I said it looked fine. Dude, your breakfasts have been like spot the fuck on lately, Joey.
Oh my god. Yeah, I always forget Joey's not that far from me. I mean, he's still a few hours from me, but one day, me and Joey C, we're gonna link up in real life. We're actually gonna shake hands, hug it out, and we're gonna go hit some golf balls.
Dude, I would love to kickflip with Joey. I'd hurt myself, but
You will never catch me on a skateboard. I will never.
It's been a long time.
Thanks. Yeah. I'll be back on
Next
soon. I
one,
miss
dude.
it. Just getting my ducks in line. Can't promise full time, but we'll make an appearance more. I miss it. But how far you guys have come since I've been on is simply amazing. Thank you. Yeah. I try to stay committed. There's some harder days than most, but I have too much fun to walk away. And I get to hang out with Dan and Angela every time. So that's a perk. It's a perk.
Yeah,
That's
because
a
it's
reason to keep me from leaving. So
it gives us social interactions, and we get to watch some oddball movies we might not normally watch. So
yeah, we got a bunch of awesome shows that we do. A lot of them haven't really made an appearance in 2024, but to get to talk about all sorts of movies with you two has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait for more. This month was also our 3-year anniversary. We crazy that it's been that long, but yeah, we've done this for 3 years now, and and we went back and covered a movie we covered in our very first episode. We went back and revisited Godzilla 2014. Kind of redid that episode. That was like I said, it's the very first episode of the show. Audio was not great, and it was definitely a good way to revisit something that we hadn't talked about in a very long time. And it fit perfectly because Godzilla X Kong had come out, and it was good to go back and celebrate the fact that the MonsterVerse is 10 years old now is kind of mind blowing.
yeah,
And it was really good to go back and to talk about the fact that Aaron Taylor Johnson is still a cardboard cutout in that movie. It didn't change in the 3 years since we talked about it. The direct Gareth Edwards was just carrying a cardboard cutout around, just placing them things.
Here.
Just
It's
like
a weird glare. Turn Aaron.
just had one of those like cheap like Casio tape recorders. It would just read a line.
Clearly taped. To
Dad, no, you're dead. Why are you? Oh, so sad. My dad died.
I love you, honey. I'm gonna think of any possible way not to come home to you and my child.
I was
I'm in Hawaii and I'm saving another child. That's not mine.
a couple days ago. I was flipping through the channels and Age of Ultron was on, and of course he's in it as Quicksilver, and Elizabeth Olsen plays his sister in that movie. Where in Godzilla they played husband and wife. But the funny thing is in one scene of Age of Ultron, I was like, he is vastly better in that movie. And I know he gets a lot of shit for playing Quicksilver. I literally was watching that movie going, he shows way more emotion in this movie than he does in that entire Godzilla movie. It's insane. It's so bad. He is the guy from Bullet Train, and we've mentioned the fact that he is a good actor. He is fun to watch in movies, and I've heard he's very good in Bullet Train. And I know there's rumors and things in the ethos of the fact that he might be the next James Bond, which, to be honest, I wouldn't even be opposed to because, like I said, he is a good actor. In Godzilla 2014, though, he is not. He just does not look like he wants to be there, and it's crazy because you're in a Godzilla movie. I would be fucking and you got to act next to Bryan Cranston until they killed him off way too
unceremoniously.
I was just going to say that.
Be dead, Bryan Cranston. But why?
Just do it.
If I ever met Bryan Cranston, that would be one of the questions. I'd be like, what did you think about dying 20 minutes into Godzilla 2014?
He was the best character next to Serizawa. It was like
either he gets angry about it or we have a really good conversation about it. I would never trash an actor to another actor. That's just unprofessional. I just do it in the safety of my own podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. He ain't gonna come on here. We always hear this.
Like I said, we always like to I always like to make sure people know, like, I don't hate Aaron Taylor Johnson. I just think he's not good in the movie. Paul W.S. Anderson, now we got beef. He doesn't know it, but we got beef. And you guys are going to hear
Mike Parker.
That's fine.
Huge list of people.
I really hope like one day I get an email from like a representative of him is like, he wants to talk to you. I would 100% do an interview with Paul W.S. Anderson. I don't know how it would go. I don't know what I'd ask him. I want to be a complete piece of shit to him. I can just ask him how he could make such garbage movies, but
what were you
thinking? I'd have to be professional in some way. I'd just be like, what was your thought process with making possibly one of the worst editing choices in film cinematic history?
I would lead with Paul, Mr. Anderson, if you will.
Mr. Anderson.
What are you doing now that you're not making movies just to keep your wife employed or ex-wife employed?
No, I think they're married.
No, they're still. What the fuck's the matter? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think Mila Jovovich is a bad actress. I think she's just in bad movies. Because she's been in good stuff. She's just takes the Fifth Element. Yeah, I mean, she is good.
Yeah, I like Fifth Element.
That guy is awesome. I hope he plays James Bond. Huge Bond fan over, and I would love that. I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I'm not like someone who's clamoring for James Bond. I love Daniel Craig's James Bond. I love Casino Royale. It's probably my favorite Bond movie. But also that's coming from somebody who hasn't seen all the Bond movies. I grew up. I mean, the first Bond movie I think I saw was GoldenEye because I grew up with Pierce Brosnan's Bond. I've seen a couple of the Sean Connery ones, and of course Connery's a legend, and he's one of the greatest. But I never got into like Timothy Dalton or who's the other one, Roger Moore, and then there was that one guy Lazenby who did like one Bond movie.
Wasn't it for His Majesty's Secret Service? I think.
Yeah,
something like that.
So, but I've been more like when it comes to like because I always compare like James Bond like 007 movies to Mission Impossible, and I've always loved the Mission Impossible movies. And I'm not saying that Tom Cruise is better than James Bond. I just enjoy the storylines behind the Mission Impossible movies over the 007 movies because some of them are just boring. They're just so boring. And when you're making a spy movie, it shouldn't be boring. Quantum of Solace is boring. That is a sequel that takes Casino Royale, fantastic. That is a fantastic Bond movie. Quantum of Solace, they're like, guys, oil. That's what this movie's gonna be about. Oil. And I went, okay, cool. And then they had cool characters, and then they just disappear. And I'm like, okay, is anything gonna fucking happen in this movie? And then and I went, oh, okay, I guess not.
Okay,
sure. But back to what we've been doing this month. Our final episode of April was The Addams Family with Jason from Binge Movies, who is the voice behind our intro. That was a lot of fun getting to talk to him and making him laugh. That was one of my things on my like bucket list was like make Jason from Binge Movies laugh.
Yes.
His laugh is infectious. And listening to his podcast, I was like, I'm gonna do it. We need to do it. And so that was great. That was a lot of fun. And then today is the start of our. It wasn't gonna be a titled month, but since all the movies we're covering this month have to do with reptiles, the month of May is officially our Reptile Month. And today we dropped our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 episode with Adam Blank, host of the #1 gaming podcast in Canada, Remember the Game. That was a blast. And this May is going to be a fun month. There is a lot of just really fun episodes coming up. And somebody who's just popped up in the chat will be included in one of those episodes. We just recorded it last week. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. The video games, the Bond video games. I mean, GoldenEye for the N64. I mean, that's the most famous game. One of the most famous games ever. I used to play the shit out of that.
Yeah, don't play it now, though.
Give us a James Bond who can do kung fu. I mean, sure, let's do it. Get on.
Kick a man in the dick.
Unless you've seen some Bond movies before, I Was Born from Russia with Love was the first one I've watched with you, which is older than. Do I have? I think I have that one.
I think that may have been.
I was trying to get into watching Diamonds Are Forever because I only wanted to watch it because Connery drives
Still
a
sealed
Mustang in it. Oh,
I got From Russia with Love. It's still sealed on VHS.
Nice.
And I have another James Bond movie, and of course I didn't put them I put them alphabetically, so it's not next to this one. What is it? Where are you?
Die Another Day was the first one I remember watching.
I think GoldenEye was the first one I watched, but I played the game first. But I've known of James Bond.
Mm-hmm. Well, we started watching all the James Bond movies from the beginning.
Yeah, Dr. No.
We got like 4 or 5 in.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Roger Moore one. Live and let die.
Wow.
That's still
The year I was in marching band, that's what we did. James Bond.
I'm sorry.
It was great.
From Russia with Love is an old one. That's a Connery one. Yeah. Goldfinger is older, I think.
Goldfinger is also a Connery one.
That's a Connery one too. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He didn't. He stopped for a little bit and came back though too for a movie or.
Wait, I love Quantum of Solace. Well, I don't love it, but I thought it was pretty good. Nowhere near because I think it was just such a downgrade from Casino Royale. I just wasn't a fan. I mean, I've seen it multiple times, so I can't really say I hate it, but it's definitely my least favorite of the Craig films. And I still have yet to see the last one that he did.
I still really like Skyfall.
What's going on, Steve?
Yeah, I just said it. I enjoyed Skyfall.
So. You said it before you said it. That's why I was laughing.
Hey, it's the cum guy. I mean, the chum guy.
The chum guy. Oh man, I'm so excited for you guys to hear the episode on Komodo from 1999 that we did with Steve from Bucket of Chum.
Yes, thank you, Steve.
It's so great. And if you want to listen to a podcast that talks about all types of sharksploitation films, make sure to go check out Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast, because Steve does a fantastic job at just breaking down the plots of some of the wackiest shark movies you have probably never heard of. And I listen to it every week, and they're short and sweet episodes, so it's you can binge a few episodes in a day. They're so good. And Steve does it by himself. And I always applaud people who can podcast on their own because I do it once in a while, but I feel like I'm so different when I do solo episodes than when I'm doing an episode with you guys. It's like I'm a completely different person. I'm like trying to be funny, but I'm talking to myself. It's hard. From Russia with Love is the second one. Okay. I remember that vividly for some reason. Yeah, I can't remember watching those movies, to be honest. Speaking of cool car movies, just rewatched Starsky and Hutch. The original and Gran Torino. I think I should say Gran Turismo. Gran Torino is good, but I just watched Gran Turismo at the end of last year. It was probably around Christmas time. That movie is way better than I expected it to be. I'm like, we're making a Gran Turismo movie? are you serious? And then the way that they kind of made that movie was really good. But no, Gran Torino, of course, Clint Eastwood's fucking, it's just so good. Starsky and Hutch.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just talking about. Wondering if he's watched or if he was watching the Ben Stiller Starsky and Hutch, or watching the I think the original was a show, right? It wasn't a movie.
It was a television show.
Right.
All right. So ironic that he mentions both of those, because both of them have Gran Torinos in it. And I was literally just about to say, because I've never seen Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood. I have seen the original show, Starsky and Hutch, and then I've seen the movie, unfortunately, with Ben Stiller and
Owen Wilson.
That's the guy. That dude. I never remember his name. But anyway, okay, so the 76 Gran Torino is a pretty good car. Listen, I've driven one before. Like, no, 76, it was a 75. It's the same shit, same body, whatever. 72, the one that Clint Eastwood drives, 72 Gran Torino Sport is a massively superior car in every way, fucking shape, and form, even though it's essentially the same body from 72 to 76. The 72 is better. It's just better. You can't tell me any different. It's fucking better. It's better.
Oh man. Let's see. Joey thinks that Skyfall is probably his favorite. So all right. I really liked Skyfall. Dr. No, yeah, I remember Dr. No is the first ever Bond movie, and then so it was Dr. No, No Russia was the second one. Okay, and then Goldfinger is the third one. There's how many Bond films are there now? Like 28, something like that.
And as many as Godzilla.
Nope. Let's see. Meanwhile, I'm watching Ip Man as we speak. A movie series I have yet to see, but I've heard great things about them. But also the fact, it's not the fact that I'm like not into those movies. There's like so many other movies that I'd rather watch than watch like Kung Fu. I don't know. I didn't really grow up with Kung Fu movies. So like watching them just kind of, like, I'm going to watch that. Just not something I do. But I'll get to them at some point.
For me.
Yeah. I think I was talking to Fiore and I mentioned the fact is like when it came to like, it doesn't count as Kung Fu, but when it came to like martial arts movies, it was like Steven Seagal was those were the movies I was watching all the time. And, it doesn't count, but that's as close as you get from me.
Give him a little bit of Van Damme in there too. Some Norris.
The Ben Stiller one with the show is cool as fuck. Oh yeah, classic. Finally saw Godzilla -1. Hell yeah. It's supposed to be going on Prime on the 7th.
Ooh.
That's in Japan. Yeah, because the Blu-ray just dropped like yesterday or today in Japan.
Boo.
Oh, the money we made you.
I get it. I get it.
Give us my Steelbook, man. I want that Steelbook so bad.
It is a glorious film, and
I need to see it again.
It's so fucking good.
It's so good. Bob is here. Bob, what's going on, man? What's going on? Another someone who's using my beautiful emotes. I love it. Speaking of sharks, I love sharks. So all my emotes on Twitch were sharks.
Hell yeah, baby.
Hell yeah. Speaking of Steven Seagal, I'm watching all his movies because I'm writing a spoof movie based on him. Hell yeah, I am excited.
Please.
That sounds awesome. If you'd like someone to be in that movie, I'm not an actor, but I could try my best to be one because I really want to be a part of it.
Dude, I would be so
God,
awesome.
I grew up. Me and my brother
have a podcast in it.
we could be a spoof. We could be a spoof of ourselves. That would be fun. That's exciting. Me and Adam used to watch Seagal all the time. We'd watch Under Siege, Hard to Kill, Out for Justice. Oh man, so good. He's a piece of shit, but his movies in the 80s and 90s, fucking gold. It's not my favorite Godzilla movie. Hell yeah, it's my favorite Godzilla movie. It's so good.
It's got to be. It's outside the original. It's the best. It's the best Godzilla.
It's so
film.
good. Doing good, doing good. It's Friday. I'm not working tomorrow. I know Angela does, but we're
Thanks for rubbing it in.
I'm sorry. You said it earlier, all right? I'm just he asked.
I don't have to work, but she does.
I did my time for the week, okay?
So did I.
Oh man, I watched Hard to Kill at least 35 times a week. I was right there with you. We were fucking playing the shit out of it. I think we weren't even taking it out of the VCR. We would just finish watching it. We'd just hit the rewind. We'd go make some snacks or play some video games until it was done rewinding. Then we'd fucking play it again. Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill. That movie fucking rips. Like that. I want that movie so bad. When it comes to Steven Seagal movies, that is probably my favorite. I think that's the one. Is that the one with like Senator Trent? He's like, "I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent." That's like one of his lines. He was in a coma in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And Kelly LeBrock was in that movie from Weird Science, and she was actually married to Seagal for a bit. I'm so sorry. That sounds awful because he is, like I said, not a very good person. Under Siege kicks ass. Yes. You want to know why Under Siege kicks ass? It's not even that Seagal is the reason that movie kicks ass. Fucking Gary Busey and Tommy Lee Jones were the reason that Under Siege kicked ass. They played the villains of that movie, and I liked them more than I liked Seagal. And there were boobs in that movie, so you can't.
Boobs. There's a boobs in quite a few of his movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He had to have written just put tits in there for me, bro.
It makes it better.
Because that's what Seagal sounds like, apparently, to me.
Oh Lord. What do I have? I have some Seagal movies back there. The Fire Down Below.
Yep.
The Foreigner. I don't even know if I've seen that one. I have Half Past Dead. I have 2 copies of that movie.
Yeah. Fucking tool.
Dustin threw his away. That's too funny. I think I have a double pack back there. I can't remember. I think it was like one of his earlier ones, but yeah, Seagal was the shit when I was a kid, and I'd still watch those movies today. But yeah, I will make sure to iterate that I don't like him as a person. But yeah, if you guys want to know what we're going to be covering in May, as it's our Reptile Month. We are going to be covering today, of course, our first episode of the month drops, which was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 with Adam Blank from Remember the Game. It's people really like the episode. I actually am going to be trying to get back into doing YouTube premieres on Thursdays around like 7. Probably going to try like 7 or 8 o'clock every Thursday. I'm going to do the YouTube premieres for the episode for just the video version, and then the audio version will drop at midnight on Friday morning. So I'm going to try to keep that consistent and try to, because our YouTube has started to get some traction, and hopefully soon we can actually get the channel monetized, or at least make the next step on the YouTube channel to, be able to maybe get something out of the channel. So we'll see.
I'll try to be there as well. I was there yesterday for a little bit.
Yeah, it's cool. I had it on the TV because I was like, oh, I don't think this episode was too bad. There's some swears, of course, because we always swear in our episodes and we don't care.
Then you remembered I'm on it.
But our Secret of the Use episode, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put that one on the TV. There's a lot of that is a sploogey episode, if you know what I mean.
Cream jeans, dude. That puts the cream and cream of the cream. Wait, what? Cream corn. That's it.
Oh man, we had Dustin and Paul from Flicks and Friends back on the show to talk about Secret of the Use. That'll be next Friday, and then after that we had Jesus Christ, we had Charlie and
other guy.
No,
no, I can't remember their names either. I'm terrible.
Why am I blanking on somebody that I talk to all the time?
I don't know. Have another drink. You'll remember. I'm just kidding.
I feel so shitty right now.
That's all right.
It wasn't Nate.
No, because he couldn't make it. He was busy.
Please hold. I'm a terrible person. Also,
hold the line. Watch him pop in here right now. It'd be so fucking funny.
Imagine that.
They'll never come on our show.
He's like, I'm never coming back on the show again. I'm like,
yeah, that's right.
Pete, Jesus. Right. Why did I forget that the last time? Pete, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. If you never want to come back on, if you're listening, I completely apologize. We had Charlie and Pete from Give You Back My Action / horror movies on to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. And yeah, that's another fun episode. Then we have Bucket of Chum, Steve from Bucket of Chum, on the show to talk about Komodo, a movie that a lot of people probably don't even know exists. But I really wanted to talk about that movie. I've been wanting to talk about that movie for at least a year. And when I started listening to Bucket of Chum and kind of the way that like the movies he was covering, I was like, this is a perfect movie for Steve to come on and hang out with us for. And it was a lot of fun. What's the matter?
Oh, I was just thinking that it's very possible that Komodo is a prequel or a prequel to Quantum of Solace because they both have to do with oil. That's my connection. We did. Hey, by the way, never mind. The episode's not out yet. Never mind.
What?
I'll talk about it afterwards.
Don't spoil anything now.
I'm stopping.
Yeah, don't mind me and my terrible memory. And Pete, again, I apologize for completely like blanking on your name, but it happens with me sometimes. It really does. Oh Lord. Well, if you want to see it, Adam, I have 2 copies of that movie. I have it on VHS and I have it on DVD. Excuse me, Spike.
Yeah, but yours doesn't have the foil cover.
Shut up, Dan.
I don't have any versions.
There it is. Beautiful, beautiful VHS.
Going to Goodwill tomorrow.
Oh, we're going to Goodwill tomorrow.
We have to look.
Angela said I have to.
Yeah, I got to go to our Goodwill and see what they got for I know last time I went there they didn't have VHS, but I know they have DVD and Blu-rays, so I might go there and see what they got if they got any goodies. I still love you. Thanks, Bob. Are the Bruins gonna fuck it up again, Bob? Are they gonna fuck it up again? Up 3-1 and we're now tied. I hate the Bruins. Movie night. Let's do it. I'll watch it again. Just don't watch the version that's on YouTube. It's dark as hell.
I can
all right.
Story.
All right, Dan.
Okay.
Since you love Van Damme so much, what's some of his movies you enjoy?
Okay, listen. Time out. Let's back it up a little bit. I like Van Damme, but I don't like a fucking encyclopedia.
Right, I got a good Van Damme
but
for you right here.
I got a couple. Whip it out. Just
Kickboxer
do
is
it.
my favorite
Whip
movie.
it out.
I can tell you that.
Desert Heat.
Oh, Jesus God.
It also stars Danny Trejo and Pat Morita. Yeah.
So the movie,
Okay.
I keep forgetting he's in a movie called Derailed. It just fucking kills me, dude. You have derailed. Shut up, Richard. Anyway, I actually like, of course, Kickboxer. I've seen other Van Damme movies that Hard Target.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hard
Richard
Target. That's the
Van
hockey
Damme.
one, right? So the one
I think I
don't
know.
and
then the one I'll always vouch for that, like, I don't think a lot of people watched was In Hell from 2003, where he goes to prison and he's not a martial artist. His rush is he's in Russia and his wife dies in something happens. His wife dies. He gets framed for it. Goes to Russian prison and he's not a martial arts dude. And it's just him surviving prison. It's a pretty good movie.
Interesting.
Just go to prison in Russia.
Yeah, no, it's more like a gulag.
Yeah,
You just vanish.
My favorite performance.
Party.
My favorite Van Damme performance is he was in an episode of Friends, and he played himself.
Oh,
and
yes.
He goes on a date with Rachel, and
That's right.
Rachel and Monica get in a fight because she was supposed to actually ask Van Damme to go on a date with Monica instead. And I was like, boy, who to go on a date with, Jennifer Aniston or Courtney Cox? That's a hard choice. But yeah, like I stated earlier in the episode or earlier in the live stream, this was our best month of 2024. So thank you to everybody who downloaded an episode over on YouTube. We probably had the most growth that we've seen in a long time over there.
Yes.
It definitely helps when you have some big names on your show. They bring a big audience, and so we always thank. We never bring people on the show because we want to grow, like we want it, like for clout reasons. But it's always nice when some bigger podcaster comes on your show, and you're like seeing the numbers. You're like, people are subbing to our channel right now. People are watching our videos.
So our advice to you, if you are an up and comer or want to start your own podcast, sucking dick goes a long way.
Clout chasing is the key. No.
Good set of knee pads,
Promotion
hydrate,
pads.
pout the lips, relax the jaw, open up the throat.
You have a lot of information on this. Are you well versed in this or something? Do I need to ask more
Somebody gets
questions?
that, if anybody, bonus points to whoever gets that reference.
Oh,
Steve,
Damn right.
Steve's going there. Bob, have a good night, buddy.
See you, Bob.
bye.
The hamburger sounds good right now.
Yeah, let me check and see if where we're at right now.
Did you see the views we have on Guyver on YouTube?
Oh yeah, hey, we had Tony on. That's kind of.
I know, but I'm just saying. It's like
Yeah,
it's a
no,
lot.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's wild stuff. It's wild stuff. And we had 63 likes and 1 dislike. What didn't you like? Tell me.
Tell us. We want to know.
That's
These
okay.
guys are stupid.
Cinema. Listen, Wyatt from Cinema Trip, who just popped in the chat. All right.
Yeah.
He said, "Congrats on a great month." So thank you for that,
Thank
because you've helped us out a lot, Wyatt. You're the man. And but fuck, man, that you want to talk about a YouTube channel that's growing a lot? He got to record in the Hack the Movies movie store, the video store, man. He got to record an episode for his show at the Hack the Movies video store, and that I am very jealous of.
Yeah, I'm
He must-
jealous.
He must have better knee pads.
No, but he covered the Punisher with Tony, and it was a
Which
great
one?
episode. The Thomas Jane one.
Oh, so good.
I listened
That's
to the episode, and it was great. I loved that movie growing up. It was funny because I think one of the things they talked about with the fact is like John Travolta's not a good bad guy. And I was like, I always thought he was pretty good. I always liked John Travolta's performance in that movie, but I might have to rewatch it and see how cheesy it is. But my favorite thing was that Roy Scheider shows up in that movie. And of course, I love Roy Scheider, as he is my Chief Brody.
It'd be funny if he's like got eaten by a shark.
Oh, imagine that. Like he's trying to escape the massacre from that movie, and he just like goes for a swim, and the fucking great white shark just takes him instead of. However, I don't remember how he dies in the movie, but
Instead of but he just gets shot by the shark.
the shark just comes up on a stand with a rifle. Is like, "Smile, you son of a bitch!" and just Roy Scheider just blows up.
Please.
That'd been awesome. I'd watch the shit out of that movie.
Oh God, that's so funny. To be honest, though, I'm like, you got another one coming. God damn it.
Whoa.
Now I'm wet. No, seriously, make sure to go subscribe over at Cinema Trip Reviews. He just dropped a great episode today on 2 Spider movies, Sting and Infested, which I haven't seen Sting because I think that's still playing in theaters, and I don't know if that's on VOD yet. But Infested is on Shudder, and that movie fucking rules, and it's probably my favorite movie of the year so far.
I want to point out, I don't know anything about these movies, about the fact, aside from the fact that apparently, like Parker said, they're about spiders. Don't spoil this for me, but there better be a really good fucking reason why a spider movie is called Sting, or I'm going to punch somebody in the face. I'm just telling you, that's not what they do. And I just wanted, there better be a very clear explanation. Like at the end of the movie, Sting from wrestling appears,
right,
holding Sting from The Hobbit, and just starts killing spiders. Then I'd be like, okay, that's fair.
We're gonna make an alternate cut of The Punisher where there's gonna be some shark shooting in that movie.
Okay. I'm gonna pitch a shark exploitation film. I got it right. Set in the Jaws universe, but don't say the Jaws universe because copyrights.
Yeah, you can't.
Right.
The spirit of Chief Brody is resurrected in the body of a shark. And he keeps trying to come on land, and people are like, "You're a shark. You're not Brody." And he's like trying to explain, and he wears like a jacket and stuff as a shark.
He's like Hendrix.
Yeah,
makes signs. Shut the
yeah. Like, I'll show you how to shut down a beach on the 4th of July. Like that's the.
But all I'm
No,
thinking
just make
of
Jaws, but in the opposite. Sorry, Angela.
Yes.
Just make Jaws, but in the opposite, where the sharks, like, they're getting attacked by the people, but it's just one guy. It's just Quint. Quint is Bruce, and the sharks are like investigating, like, who the fuck is this guy? And they just send 3 sharks out there to go get him.
Yes, please. And there has to be another monologue in it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Dude, I want to. Don't make it. Somebody do it. Yes, start a GoFundMe. You can have the
so
idea.
funny.
Just take the idea, man. Dude, it'd be hilarious.
all I can think of though with you you saying that about Brody is the whole interaction between Woody and Buzz. You are a toy.
Look at me. I'm Woody. Howdy.
Like that's all I can think of.
The shark
Dang
drives
it.
the Chevy Blazer.
Oh Lord, Invested is great. I totally agree. I totally agree. Completely wrong. Sting the musician comes out at the end and sings "Every
Christ.
Breath You Take." Fuck me, I'm not watching that movie. Then, God,
Oh,
that
I'd
song
watch it.
sucks.
That-
Damn it.
Those songs are so creepy. Have you ever read the lyrics to them? Sting
Okay.
writes very disturbing songs.
What is the one guy from American Idol that sang about being a fly on the wall? Basically, he wanted to watch this
If I were
girl.
invisible.
No, he basically wanted to watch this girl as a fly on the wall. Like, hey, I'm gonna watch you get naked,
Are you sure he
but
wasn't
I'm not
just-
gonna tell you.
Yeah, that's
was an alternate
that's a-
take of like Seth Brundle?
Oh Lord.
Yes, that's a lot of songs these days.
80 what the fuck? 80 MWH. Sure, you can't say it's a Jaws film, but the marketing department will give it all away in the trailers. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not a Jaws movie. They'll just keep saying that. It's like,
Not from the makers of Jaws.
Yeah. Spielberg won't be a part of this. That would be a
It
dream.
will be Chief Rhodey.
Yes.
His name will be Brody Martin.
Yeah. I watched the shit out of that movie. Don't make it good. Make it entertaining.
Oh no, it's definitely not. No, you do not make that movie to be good. No way.
No, absolutely not.
Oh my god. Oh,
God, now
okay.
this
So, sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just makes me want to play Jaws in the NES, even though he's not even in it. Like I just, oh my god.
He's not in it.
Well, no, because because Jaws in the NES is 4. It's Jaws 4.
It's just 4. Yeah.
No, so at the end, the movie ends with like Brody's like gonna, Shark Brody is gonna like win or whatever, like save the day, and he's like he instead of like getting rammed by the boat, he goes like through the boat. It's like just clean, like a metal hole, everything just straight through it.
It's like that scene in. Have you seen The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
You know the scene where they do like the hyperspace through the the ships. It's one of the best shots of that entire movie. That's the shark, though. He just fucking
and right
totally
before
annihilates that boat.
Right before he hits the boat, he's gonna say, "I'm smiling, you son of a bitch."
He just turns and gives him a toothy grin. Son of a bitch.
You said Shark Brody, and I just came up with Shrody.
Make it happen.
Make
it happen, somebody.
Oh man, sounds better than a lot of what I watch, anyways. I don't even watch those movies, but just listening to you talk about them is just like, oof. I don't know if I want to watch that. I think the last episode I listened was whatever movie it was with Tracy Atkins or something. The country singer was in it.
Oh, Trace Atkins.
Trace Atkins, yeah. And your impression of him was spot on. I don't remember what the movie was called, but it had shark in the name, I think. Lord. Better than Meg 2. Yeah, Meg 2 wasn't good. Meg 2 really wasn't good. I was really, really disappointed in it because I really enjoy the Meg. But the Meg 2 is just not good. It's just...
I never seen it. I only seen the first
Yikes.
one. That movie pissed me off a bit too. So
I mean, it's not great. I mean, but it was fun.
No, it's enjoyable.
The second one wasn't fun.
Oh,
and when a shark growls, that's like spot on accuracy with sharks.
Absolutely.
When you use use a flashlight and you go, as he's coming out of the fucking water. Yeah, that's yeah. Man-eater. Okay, so it didn't even have shark in the title. Oh,
She's a man eater.
just makes me think of the video game that I never finished. Lord. But yeah, I would love for you all to help us out. We are so close to our watch hours on YouTube to be able to apply for, I'm guessing, partner, or at least get some sort of, we can like put our shop on there and stuff like that. There's like perks you get that we can do on YouTube. And we are literally like 8 watch hours away from hitting the eligibility. So if you all could, share our episodes on YouTube, watch them, throw them on in the background, just help us out, we'd really appreciate it. It's all free. It doesn't cost you anything to do, to subscribe, to like, comment on the videos or anything, or share them. So we'd appreciate it. Help us out. Try to, the YouTube has kind of been that thing that we really didn't think anything was going to happen with. It was just, I just was throwing episodes on there and it was cool. But now I think it's cool to be able to, actually get something out of it. So appreciate y'all. One of my biggest pet peeves in shark movies, growling. Hello, sorry for
I already banned him on
Banned him, but didn't get to it in time.
Twitch, son of a bitch.
Yep.
I was gonna say this would be cool. I'm gonna put you on the spot for a minute, Parker. And obviously you don't have to, but I want to dissect that film shirt that is a shark, like something to do with a shark.
We can make that happen.
Just a thought.
We can make that happen. I mean, I got a lot of ideas, and I have an artist who I reached out to because I've talked about the fact that I want to like revamp our logo. Like, as much as I love the logo that we've had for the time we've been around, it's not that I don't like it. I just think it's time for an upgrade to kind of something that better represents what the show is really about and who we are. Yeah. I feel the logo, as it will never go away. The logo will always be around. I'm never going to just completely get rid of it because it is like the staple of our channel. But yeah, I definitely feel our logo, it's so pretty. It's so like professional and there. And then you listen to our show and you go,
this doesn't seem right.
What? Am I listening to the right podcast? Yes, you are. We're here. But yeah, it's just time. I think it's time to give a little refreshment, get something that kind of fits all of us, and something that I'd like to include all of us in, to be able to have like some sort of cartoon animated version of ourselves kind of included with the logo. I think would be really cool. So I have an artist that I reached out to that hopefully it probably won't be like next month, 2 months, could be the end of the year. Could be 2025. Like, I don't know, but at some point down the road, we are going to be getting a new logo. And but as I guess I have to say, because I feel people always are like, oh, you're going to change. That means the show's going to change. No, we're not changing. We're the same. We're going to be the same fucking 3 people doing a podcast exactly the same way we've been doing it for 3 years. So it's just nice to kind of, it's kind of like just rebranding, I guess, in just the visual department, not in the actual show. Because as much as there's been thoughts in my head about changing the way we do certain things, I think it just wouldn't be who we are. I think what we do is kind of our way, our brand. And I think trying to be like somebody else is not really what I want to do. So yeah, I enjoy the way we do it. And if people don't like it, then don't listen. I think that's always my biggest thing. And it's, maybe down the road, if we were trying to, be a little bit, try to change things up, maybe, maybe we could cut back on swearing, try to make it to do, just kind of small things that
I could just leave. I mean, if it's
no. Dude, I probably swear just as much as you do, so I can't. There's no way I'm putting it all on your back. And I'm not saying we're going to be doing it. I'm just saying, if there was something, it'd be little small things that to kind of, help us, maybe, because YouTube, YouTube are prudes. They don't like swearing. Yes, they are. They don't like talk about sexual stuff. Yeah, so our Secret of the Use episode is probably not going to do very well.
Well, it'll be an interesting one.
But yeah, I mean, I'm as the whole thing with this show is we didn't start the show to make money off of it. I didn't start the show because I wanted to, make this into a full-time job. It would be nice. It's never going to happen. And it's not me just being negative. It's just not going to happen. I do this because I have fun talking about movies, and I have fun talking about movies with my friends, and that's what the show is about. And we get to watch movies that we love.
I have a friend.
You have a friend in me.
Yes.
More Toy Story references. Woo.
That's what we're gonna-
But yeah, if you can help us over on YouTube, that's be greatly appreciated. I got some other things I have to work on over there to kind of make sure we don't get denied if we hit those thresholds. But seriously, we are itching closer to 30,000 downloads on the show, which is really cool. I don't really like going too deep into analytics because I feel a lot of people just don't give a shit, and that's fine.
No,
but
totally.
it's mostly we say these things because we really appreciate you guys listening to the show. Even if you listen for 5-10 minutes, even if you listen to the whole thing, we appreciate you guys hitting that download button, watching, listening, liking, commenting. I get comments on every video on YouTube. We get comments on episodes like on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. I've been trying to be really good about posting a lot more on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and stuff like that to kind of spread the word on the episodes, to kind of hopefully get people in to listen to the episodes. They may not get a crazy amount of views, but at least we get a couple new listeners, viewers here and there, and that's kind of the point. We're just having fun. That's kind of the whole thing. And then I think the only thing that would get us to stop is if we just stopped having fun doing this, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. So
Nope.
As for, we're not doing a wheel spin tonight for the Monster Zone because we already spun the wheel. We changed it up. We're actually going to be spinning the wheel at the end of the Monster Zone episode that we're recording, because we just feel that I think the Monster Zone, the patrons who get to listen to that show deserve to know what movie they're going to be getting the next month, since they're giving us their hard-earned cash to be a part of that. So we have decided to do the wheel spin on the Monster Zone episode itself, but we'll let you know what it is. For the month of May, we are going to be talking about 1977's Tentacles. So hopefully if you want to be a part of that and you want to listen to the Monster Zone, make sure to go over to patreon.com/dissect that film, and you got to join at the $5 tier, at the Mark Wahlberg Book Club tier, and you'll be able to listen to that Patreon exclusive show. But if you can't do that, we do have a $1 tier where you can get early access to episodes, chances to be part of polls for movies that we cover usually at the end of the month. We just did a poll for our upcoming episode that we're going to be recording in a couple weeks, for which is going to be Alligator from 1980. And I put in blooper reels. I put in just clips that usually I would just cut out of the episode, but I've been saving them and putting them on Patreon. So there's the newest one is the love story between Dan and Angela and how they met, and their beautiful love story that I decided to save and post it for Patreon. So you're welcome, guys.
Thanks. Wait, did we tell the bad part?
So there I was.
So
Todd-
that's sorry, Dan. Sorry.
So there I was, hands and feet tied to the bed, smeared, covered in motor oil. She walks in with a saddle and a pair of jumper cables.
Wait, are you sure this is the right love story?
No, I actually stole that from somebody's stand.
Okay.
Oh God, that is so fucking
That
That is
funny.
not me.
I wasn't there.
Oh man. So yeah, again, thank you all so much for listening to the show. Again, it's really fun to be able to kind of get together and kind of just have a live stream where there's no order of things. We're not talking really about movies. I mean, we are in some way, but getting to just hang out with people who show up to the streams and just have a time, be able to talk about what we were doing for the months. And if there's anything you guys would like us to do during the live streams, or you'd like to see us do for the live streams, leave us suggestions, leave us an email, dissectthatfilm@gmail.com. You can send me your recommendations on movies you'd like to see covered on the show that we could kind of add to the list. If there's monster movies,
Please.
if you have any suggestions on monster movies that maybe we don't have on our wheel for our Monster Zone show, let us know. Even if you're not part of the Patreon, there are going to be times where I'm just going to randomly drop a Monster Zone episode on the main feed. So if at some point you're like, oh shit, you want to talk about whatever, yeah, let us know. And please, if you can support us over on Patreon, that's totally awesome, but it is definitely not something you have to do. We're definitely not going to be begging you to join the Patreon, but if you'd like to support us financially to help us pay for certain things that we do, that we use for the show, yeah, just go over there and you can join either tier. And there's going to be other content that's going to be going on the Patreon at some point, which is still in the works, but because of work schedules and life and stuff, it's kind of been hard. So to everyone who is currently a patron, it's coming. Thank you for being patient. I do. That's why I try not to say too much. I usually just say it's coming soon without giving a date, because I feel like I've made that mistake too much in the past. But thank you very much for the support to everybody over on Patreon, and then to just everybody who listens to us on the main feeds on YouTube and all that stuff. You guys literally make this show run. We do it for you guys, and we just love talking about movies, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this chaos for a long time, because we're having too much fun and we don't want to stop. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we get the heck out of here?
No, just everything you said. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Parker
you,
usually
Steve.
says it for us. We don't tend to need to say it, but we mean anything he says, we emulate that. So,
Steve.
Sometimes we agree.
Well,
sometimes. Steve, thank you so much, man. Just you sharing the show, or you just being on the show, man. That just means a lot to us. So thank you. We're very excited for your episode to drop in a few weeks. So
Yes.
because that was a lot of fun. Hopefully people will, definitely got to hype that one up, because that is a movie, like I stated, that is a movie I don't feel a lot of people have seen. So that is usually something that's going to deter people from listening to the episode, because they have no fucking idea what the movie is. But hopefully we can get people hyped up to really make that episode. Hey, maybe it'll beat out any of the Ninja Turtles movies. That would be pretty cool. As much as I love the Ninja Turtles movie, I would love to see Komodo win the month. I'm rooting for Komodo to win the month. So, hey, Adam, thank you so much, man. Love you, bro.
Always.
You're the man.
Brotherly love.
Can't wait to have you guys on this. Oh yeah, let us know. We'll make it happen.
I will make it happen.
Yes. All right. Well, we have gone over our allotted time. So until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. We are Dissect That Film, and this has been another Dissect That Film Live. We'll see y'all again next time. Bye-bye.